So nothing bad happened last session at all. Everything was perfectly normal. Princess Athena is, of course, no more. Princess Athena is now the official monarch of the Kingdom of Aglarion. And if you remember, the instant she put the crown on her head, almost little thorns came and pierced the side of her head and little bits of blood trickled down her thing. And she demanded the loyalty of the Crown Guard. Some of them took the knee and were instantly transformed into these fire-breathing werewolves, I guess would be the best way to describe them. And, yeah. And the Queen just went maniacal. And remember, as per the, Constitution, for want of a better word, laws issued by the monarch are official laws of the land. And one of the more crazy ones she instantly did was anybody wearing a ponytail shall have their ponytail removed and their head along with it. So that's bad. Also, as soon as she took the crown, the weather outside just turned into torrential rain. You had lightning strikes just shooting randomly across. And the sky turned a bright purple as well. If you want to negotiate with a maniacal Queen Bowson, you can get into semantics if you like. But we'll see. So as we left, you were fleeing along the side of Sign Monder, outside of the palace. And you're not, I think I said you pursued. You're not kind of being pursued as much as anybody else's, because there's just a massacre going on, primarily led by dozens of these Warehouse Knights. Those who remain loyal to Lord Simonder, there's about a dozen. So you're vastly outnumbered, and you're currently sprinting out the front gates of the palace steps. So, members of the Five Winds, what would you like to do, apart from run for your life?
Yeah, I guess I continue running and see. We should stick together, though.
Sure.
I would like to see if I can see which way the storm front is coming in from, and maybe figure out whether it's best to run into the storm or away from the storm.
It's hard to say. It's just, I don't know. Make me a nature check. We'll do it that way. First roll of the night, or morning, or afternoon, or wherever the hell you are in the world. 19. The rain is
19 off a net 20.
Yep. The rain is kind of coming from everywhere. You look across to the east. It's pelting down there. You look across to the west, across the Calhay Sea. It's pelting down there. So it seems to be everywhere. And speaking of which, can everybody please make me a Constitution saving throw as you're tearing down through these streets? Yeah, run away from everywhere if that's possible. So let's start with a con saving throw from everyone. Oh, not good.
Oh.
Not cool.
Don't know why it's rolling heaps of them, but that first one's there.
Let's take the first one. Who are you aiming for? Hector. Oh no, I got Hector. Baleson, no. Torque. That's who we're waiting for. Torque.
Torque. Right, why did it not click through? Let's try that again. That didn't automatically come through on the Five Winds thing. I wonder why that is. So it was a 5.
Pastor Timothy. Wiz. And Torque. There's something odd about this rain. And as it hits you, I need those 3 people to all make me, all take a point of exhaustion. So that's Timothy,
Oh.
Wiz,
Oh.
and Torque. 1 point of exhaustion. There is something decidedly off about this rain. You hear, Lord Signmunder. All right, hello, Knights of Agrarian. Follow me. Anybody who wishes to stand up against this wicked monarchy, follow me. And he starts dashing down on this little island in the center. And just as he's about to enter the tomb of the first king, he says, got his name. You all know who Alan the Constructor is. He's the original architect. But I know the new architect, a man named Naratik, and he might just have a way out of this for us. Come through, Sons of Agrarian, follow me. And he ducks down and he pops open a manhole cover. Everybody, quickly, get in here as quickly as you can.
I do it.
How do I add exhaustion on this?
Going to
Conditions.
on your yeah.
Next to armor class.
Ah, that makes sense. Okay. Thank you.
And then at the bottom of conditions is exhaustion.
There
Exhaustion
you
level
go.
1.
Sweet. Thank you. Sorry about that.
So, as Lord Signminder opens up this manhole cover, the true knights of Aglarian, I guess, the ones who remain loyal to the land as opposed to the monarchy, they start shooing people in. Some of them civilians who are fleeing. They put them in there too. All right, everybody in! Everybody in! And I assume, is anybody not diving in?
I'm diving in.
I'm diving in.
All right.
Well, I'm good to go.
So,
I'll wait for the last aliens to get in before I go in.
Lord Signmonder's opening the door. So, get in, Timothy. Don't have to boot your ass in, but get in.
There are more innocents out here.
I grabbed Timothy and throw him in, and I was like, "I'll do that. Get in there, you weak bastard."
You resist, Timothy?
No.
Okay, the last thing you see, Timothy, is about 3 hellhounds have noticed your position, and they're heading down to the mound hole as Bowson grabs you by the coat and pulls you down. And the Lord Signmunder, he pulls down the man cover and holds it for all his worth. Torque! Get your ass over here! Help me with this! Torque, make me an athletics check with advantage as you try and keep the manhole cover closed.
Athletics advantage.
The help of Lord Signmunder.
15.
15.
I would like to offer guidance.
Oh, sure. Oh, whoops, that's not right. This is the guidance button. So maybe roll your D4 then, Torque.
Plus an additional 4, 19.
19. Okay, you hear the Warehound Knights desperately trying to remove the manhole cover, but you and Lord Steinmunder are holding strong. All right! As he's still trying to get in. And they say, what do they say? You! I saw you fight against the Queen. What's your name, son? He says, pointing at Wiz.
I go by Wiz. And who
Wiz!
might you be?
Oh, no time for introductions, lad. Have a look around here. There's a secret door somewhere in these sewer tunnels. Quick as you can, find them. And Wiz, I need you to make me an investigation check or a perception check, your choice.
Pretty good.
You spot it with no problem whatsoever. All right, everybody.
At disadvantage.
Secret doors.
Oh,
Matter of the past. Easy pickings.
Advantage because you're exhausted, Wiz.
Oh.
Just Let's roll again. Oh,
Even
wow.
better.
Oh,
All right. So you see the secret passage and swing it open. Says, all right, everybody through there. If we can close the tunnel behind us, we should be safe. And he turns around to you, Talk. Talk, we gotta secure this. If we let go, these SOBs are gonna get through. How can we hold this? Ideas, people!
I could cast darkness so they wouldn't be able to see what the hell they were doing.
Oh,
That should obscure our escape.
is it gonna obscure their fire, buddy?
Probably not. Any other ideas, anyone?
Mage hand can't hold very much weight.
Look, if we
Can
can't,
anybody heat the metal?
you're daft
No.
fool. They're immune to fire. They breathe fire. Heating's not gonna do anything. We need a way to secure
Can
this
I-
manhole cover so me and
Can I
Tolkien can
jab
run.
I'd like to sort of jury-rig a dagger into it so that it's not gonna, so it sort of jams it on the side, so it becomes much more difficult to remove.
Sure. Not sure what a good roll for that would be. I'll say survival. You're kind of jury rigging something that might be useful outside. So yeah, make me survival check.
Perfect. Yeah, it totally worked.
That's not going to hold them back for long. Other ideas, people. And while you're still holding on, Torque, I need you to make me another athletics check. Advantage.
allow me to guide you. Or
With guidance. Holding this great is key.
Gain again, and another D4. And 1, so 16.
16. It's just holding. You feel they're some of them are trying to just reach it out of yours and Simonder's hands, but one of them starts breathing fire onto the grate and it's heating up. Baelson, your hands start. Torque, your hands start burning for 5 points of fire damage. Hold on, lad. Hold on. Did you see Lord Simonder's hands?
As a tiefling, I'm fire. I have hellish resistance, so I have resistance to fire. So I assume that becomes 2 points or 3 points.
You see, so you take it. You see Lord Simonder's hands starting to blister. Somebody, ideas quickly.
Well, I'm going to lay hands on him and
Really found it.
some healing to heal the damage for that. So it's 5 points, so I'll certainly do that while that's going on.
If I might offer a solution, someone mentioned darkness. Surely we could all head through this secret passage while one person stays back and holds it, while somebody uses darkness to cover our escape, and we close the secret passage behind us and they won't know where we went.
Hmm.
Well, I think that's not a bad idea. I can certainly make it dark from this point here, so they wouldn't be able to see.
Right. Or, alternately, I could stay behind and try to confuse them a little bit, and I'll cast Disguise Self and turn myself into a hellhound.
Is it an interesting solution, Timothy? What if it goes wrong?
Well, at least you guys will be safe.
Well, I'm going to. I could use.
While
I'm
they're
going to use my.
discussing that,
I'm going to use my channel divinity. I can denounce a shapeshifter, so I can force these creatures back into their natural form. So, since they were humans to begin with, that might remove some of that. So it's a. I could try that. What do you think? Or the darkness.
Well, if you do choose to stay back, I have about enough magic in me for one more vortex warp. I could hide just in range, and if things go bad, I could pull you out.
I've got a misty step up my sleeve as well.
While they've been discussing that, I've tried to jam my crowbar in there to hold it fast.
Survival check.
Use the hammer on the crowbar to sort of jam it in there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, crowbar, yeah.
Anybody has a shield exactly the size of the manhole to jam in there?
Would have been quite hard to get it through the manhole.
Do you think that's going to hold, Belson?
I think that it definitely will.
All right, we're going to have one shot of this. They breathe fire some more. Lord Signmonder takes... Oh, you both take 1 point of damage, but you see his hands are starting to blister as it holds up. All right, we're going to combine this with darkness.
Yep, okay, I will do that.
All right, everybody through the secret tunnel. Go, go, go! And all the knights, the true knights of Iglarian, I'm going to call them, and the civilians have picked up along the way. They go down the secret passage and they hold it. All right, Timothy, if this doesn't hold, maybe you stay behind. Use your disguise. What do you think?
I'll have them look. I'll have them go in the opposite direction.
All right, and everybody goes. Except for Timothy and Wiz, you're keeping an eye on Timothy. Is that right?
Yeah, I'll do that just in case.
So I'll have you just... The secret door is just cracked open a little bit and you're peering out. And so now at the moment it's Torque, Lord Signmonder, and Timothy. All right, Torque, you need to go. I'll hold this as best I can. Then I'll follow quickly after you.
I'll give him another 10 points of healing if he requires that. I'm not sure how damaged he got in the fight. Give him the best chance. Yep, okay, I'll go. Is this an athletics check or?
No, you just have to let go of the grate and go behind the secret door.
Okay then, and I've cast darkness.
And that does
Display.
dark vision see through this darkness?
Where's the display on VTT?
No, magical darkness. It doesn't.
Spread 15-foot radius sphere. Darkness spreads around corners. Creatures with dark vision can't see through this darkness.
Okay.
And non-magical lights can't illuminate it. So essentially I'm aiming at the point as being on the other side of this manhole cover.
Sure.
That darkness spreading out.
All right. Go, Torque. Go!
Look up.
Lord Signmonder's hands burn a little more. He takes another 4 points of damage. They're quite badly blistering. All right. Timothy, Wiz. This is all on you. And he lets go of the grate. Stumbles a little bit in the sewage water. But gets through the other side of the thing. Now, the big question. Is a 13 survival enough to secure it? Well, we're going to have to roll for this. First of all, I'm going to roll a d6. Pastor Timothy, you're third on my list, so this is going to be your roll. I need you to roll me a d20 and roll between a 1 and an 11. Because anything higher than that, they're going to succeed. Because they've got a +1, so a 12 would... No, actually 1 to 12. Oh, yeah!
Yay!
All right, so you hear them yanking at the manhole cover, and it just won't open. The crowbar is holding. Wiz, Timothy, it seems you can just dash through the secret tunnel now if you want. They are not breaking through.
Yeah, definitely.
Wiz,
Especially
I'm going to wait to make sure he makes it through the door first. Then
I don't want to be around for that.
Timothy dashes through. Wiz, you're the only one out here. They're yanking at it. It's not moving. Do you go through the secret door, Wiz?
Yep, as soon as he goes through, I follow him.
It's damn shut. Some of the civilians, some of the knights of the true Knights of Igleren have dashed down. And Lord Signmonder puts his fingers to his lips, implying to be quiet. I need everybody to make me a stealth check at advantage, please. Advantage because you're behind a secret door. Oh, I didn't need advantage, Wiz.
Flat roll because we're exhausted.
Oh, yep, that's true. Have to roll that again, Wiz. Balson, that's a 21. That's good. Timothy.
No, I'm not exhausted. I
Oh.
survived the exhaustion. That's a 24.
Flat roll would just be my 20.
Oh, flat roll. You're right. You're right. And sorry, what did you roll, Talk?
20. I don't know why those are not coming through. 19 plus 1. 20.
Well, regardless, that with a natural 20, a 24, a 23, and a 19. It's good. It is good. So you hear eventually the Hellhound Knights rip off the manhole cover. You hear the crowbar clanking down. I think that crowbar is going to be lost to time, Balson, but it's done its thing.
That.
And they just go hoofing down the sewage tunnels in a completely different direction. All right. Well done. Now look, I happen to know the architect, a man named Nara Dartik. He's a good man. I'm sure he would be opposed to everything that's happened. He gave me a lesson on these sewers one day in case something like this come out. We've got to follow these sewage things through to escape from the palace. And without even waiting for you to agree or anything, he starts running down the sewage tunnel. And every so often, he opens up a secret door that you swear wasn't a secret door there before. So he's ducking back and forth. I need everybody to make me a Constitution saving throw, please. Yes, you're running through sewage. Hector, you're good. Wiz, you're
That's
good.
two 20s in a row. Too bad I have disadvantage.
Pastor Timothy, you are poisoned. Balson, you are not.
A lot of 20s.
Torque, you two are poisoned.
It's not disease, it's poison. Okay.
It's poison. Yep, just plain old poison. So if you don't... Luckily, disadvantages don't stack if you're already exhausted. And those who failed, Torque and Pastor Timothy, can you make me a secondary Constitution saving throw, please? Those who failed, to make me another one. Oh dear. Okay, I have to look something up. Just give me a sec.
Yeah, no, that sounds fine. Thank you.
Did we get some poo in our mouth?
Yes, you did.
Oh no! Oh yuck!
Got a bit of splashback. Okay, so that's all I'll say for now. You definitely get some kickback in it. And as you're running through the plague, running through the sewer rather, plague-like conditions. Some rats start appearing and following this mass of people running through the sewers. And you kick off the first few of them, but eventually they start actually swarming over your body. And they're not actually trying to attack you. They're trying to steal from you. So can I have everybody please make me a dexterity saving throw?
So I can see these, so I get advantage on that.
Sure.
No, not off the top of
Hector,
my
you
head.
push them off, as does Wiz, as does Pastor Timothy, as does everybody. 14, thank you. Yes, so, yeah, they're going through your pockets, trying to steal coin purses, things like that. But you just slap them off, one by one by one. Eventually, the sewer tunnels open up, and you appear just to the north of Graincar's chains, right here on the map. Can I have everybody roll me a d20, please? It's a flat old d20.
Hmm.
So, Wiz, make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Wow, double 11s.
Okay. Remember how I said there was lightning courses across the land? One of these lightnings hits you square right where you are, and you don't take 43 damage, Wiz, because you dodge out of it last second and only take 21 points of damage.
Jeez.
Still up?
Yep. Although I might have died outright if not.
Alright.
Early
And you see this lightning just shoot all across, not only Odinbear, but it's lighting up things across the kingdom as well. Lord Signmunda. And you see there's just chaos in the streets. You see hellhounds. You see cultists, those who are loyal to the Queen, who you first met in Old Grinder, and there's just chaos in the streets. Most of it is in the High District. The Lord Signmunda says, "Follow me, we have to take this opportunity to regroup. Follow me!" And he heads to the north. And you see Ricio Tane, the proprietor of the Lucky Leap Tavern.
Excellent. Thank you.
And he says, I should have bet on seeing you tonight. Come quick, come inside the tavern, quick, quick, quick. And Lord Signmunda heads into the tavern. The true knights of Agleron heads into the talons. The random civilians you picked up along the way head inside. What do the rest of you do? You follow them inside?
I'm going in.
I'm going in too.
Anybody not?
Had enough of this weather.
Lord Ricio Tane, he takes you inside the Lucky Leap Tavern, and time to reveal the entire tavern. What? I've already done that. Wait. That's annoying. Just a sec. Reveal full page. There we go. So you notice on the map there's a secret level down at the bottom. The entrance. I forget where the entrance is, but he takes you down there, and you all take a moment to catch your breath. There's civilians around here. There's all sorts of people, and of course there's Ricio Tane. And by the way, as you entered, you saw Lord Signmunda dash over to the bar, press a button, and boof, 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 boof. Metal grates appear all around the Lucky Leap Tavern. And the two barmaids, they're taken down as well. All these other patrons aren't there. And just for a moment, after the madness of everything, things slowly Calm down. You're in a place of safety for now, at least. Lord Simunda looks around you all. You're all fought bravely. I'm very proud of you. We got out of there. I don't know exactly how we managed it, but we managed it. Now, what the bloody hell happened? He looks around at all of you.
Would I reasonably be able to detain what the type of magic that happened with the crown?
You can make an Arcana check.
Disadvantage. Oh, I didn't disadvantage.
You're not sure. The only thing you can deduce is that it's bad. You knew what a psychopath Queen Athena was. Pastor Timothy can relate to that firsthand. And, when she went bad, something wicked befell the kingdom. Laurel Knights of the Crown are now these mad werehound creatures. The rain is deadly in and of itself. Other than the fact that it's really bad, that's about all you can deduce.
It's bad juju.
No, you go.
Well, fellas, it's hard to say what's happening up there, but I think it's clear that there's some dark stuff afoot, and we need to stay together, and we need to maybe we don't even need to figure out what is really happening. We just need to react to it, right? You know?
Yes. Well, for one
Who's
thing,
to say why that happened? Like, you know, there's so many things happening in the world. It could be just this, or it could be that. You know, it could be any number of reasons. Not just like demons and evil pacts and stuff like that.
Well, I will say this: the floating weapon that we encountered definitely had a point down at the bottom. Something unnatural has occurred, and the crown has been taken by nefarious means.
Right.
If only we'd known, we had plenty of opportunity to attack her before she had this newfound power. I mean, I never trusted her. I don't think anyone did, but this was wholly unexpected.
Oi.
Did you see what the crown did to her? The bad things happened the moment she wore that crown.
But her mother was the one who put it on her, and the mother didn't have a crown on her head.
Well, she had a crown, but it's not the crown of the ruler of Agrelion. I mean, that was the literal crown that King Walderin wore. It's the same crown.
Hmm.
No, I'm assuming none of this happened when King Waldron was crowned with it.
Of course not.
No. Not just some sort of bedding in sort of thing.
Where did this queen come from? What was her background? Where was she from?
Does anyone remember?
I know that she was only. I remember that she was a servant of his, but I didn't. Where is she from?
Lord Simonda pipes up. Well, like all the servants in the palace, those questions weren't asked. I mean, it's assumed maybe she came from Harveston, maybe from Gorso, looking for work in the big city, and we just assumed that. But not long after the former queen died, questions were raised about how quickly this materialized from a servant girl to the queen of the kingdom. It was only a matter of months. People thought that was odd, but he's a king, it's his right.
So even though you suspected that was rather odd, you didn't do any sort of background check?
I asked questions. This is what I had to do to defend the king. And I can't
Yes.
remember where she came from, but it was some small village. Everything checked out.
And did you actually ever confirm that she came from said village?
I can't say that I did.
So you let a random woman marry the queen?
King.
No, king.
Well, I let the king walk out his kingly duties. He told me. He said, Lord Sanmanda, this is my true love. No more need for investigation. She is mine and I am hers. And when
What
the
is
queen-
your job?
When a king gives an order, you obey it. King Waldron and I go back decades. Trust the man with my life, and he trusts me with his.
What is your job?
Tell me, what do you do when the horses bolted from the barn? Close the door.
Hector,
Anything else you want to add, Captain Hindsight?
recrimination. Now's not the time for recriminations. Whatever has happened, and we must not drive a wedge between us. Or in Simonda,
Driving a wedge. It is clear that something has gone wrong. And while I don't like to point fingers, this might have been avoided if somebody had done their job.
just remember, Hector, whenever you point a finger, 3 more point back at you.
Depends which hand I use.
True that. But, I mean, given what was saying, the Queen Mother, she knew what she was doing. She wasn't surprised to see it happen. She'd reveled in it. This has been, you would have to assume, her plan all along. In which case, enchantment magic must have been used on the king.
Only he had somebody to protect him. Oh, wait. Thought the incident with the prince would have made you wiser.
To listen to you.
I'm going to sulk off now.
There is some truth in what Hector said. Seems I have perhaps failed to stop this, but we must look forward. Did I ever tell you, lads? Your lads aren't your lads. What happened that night 15 years ago in the Fairrealm? Now, this might arile some feathers, but there are things that are going to save this kingdom, and there's things that's going to have this kingdom tear itself apart. One thing that's going to keep this kingdom together is honor. And I swore an oath to King Waldron that I could only reveal the following bits of information about it. Master Eden, the Archmage of the Tower who came with us that day, also took a similar oath. Pork, you rode bravely that day. It was sad to see you lose, so you did not witness this firsthand. But as is publicly known, 15 years ago, the Satyr Lord King Dasmag kidnapped Queen Lyrencia, the current Dowager Queen. Now, I, of course, organized a rescue mission that included his firstborn son, Prince Krasna, high-ranking priest of the Temple of Knowledge named Father Lester, the former Archmage of the Arcane Tower, Master Eden, Torque, and of course myself. Now we managed to follow the trail into the Fey Realm. How did we get into Fey Realm? I do not know. It involved a tree of some sort, but that's as far as I could get. Something fuzzy, something memory altering stopped us from, going back there. It's not a trivial task. Now what I remember from this point, it's like a vivid dream, which is typical for the Fey Realm, where things aren't quite as they seem. But I've been putting together the series of events as best I could. Now in the Fey Realm, King Waldron defeated King Dasmag in a duel for the life of Queen Lyrencia. The Satyr Lord was fascinated by King Waldron's demeanor and combat prowess and returned Queen Lyrencia. You think that'd be the end of it? Maybe this is a chance for revenge. Maybe this is a chance where the Satyr Lord should have been beheaded. But that's not what happened. The two haughty kings, they celebrated their newfound allegiance with a feast at the Satyr Lord's cost. And they talked for many hours privately. But we saw King Dasmag blessing the crown of a Gladion with a blessing of plenty to make up for the trouble he caused. But on the way back, Prince Krasna, Father Lester, was swallowed by quicksand and died despite my best efforts to retrieve them. Everybody make me an insight check, please.
Sorry.
8 for Wiz. It's exhausted. Bowson. Nope. Hector. Get back to Hector. Torque. 6.
Why are you doing deception? It should be insight.
Oh, sorry.
Is the value the same?
We'll just take 2 from it. So it's a 15. Since you rolled those dice first. Okay. So the last bit of his story, where Prince Krasner and Father Lester were swallowed by a quicksand-like area of the swamp and died. You know that Lord Signmonder, there's something missing he's leaving out. And Hector and Pastor Timothy exchange glances as Lord Signmonder, a confident man who led you out of the palace, who fought bravely, stood by his honor, momentarily looks to the ground. The first flicker of doubt you see in him.
I'm going to kind of sit down, exhausted and bruised up from the lightning, and I'm going to say, I know not this story you speak of the king and my father, but I can tell you one thing. I knew my father greatly. He was, after all, my father, and he's not the type of satyr to kidnap those of another kingdom. Surely, if this queen has something to do with what's going on now, she had something to do with that as well. Sorry, I didn't hear that if you said something.
Perhaps. I mean, that was the queen herself that was kidnapped and the queen was rescued. But there's something more nefarious afoot. Well spotted, Wiz. Regardless, the king, the satyr king, King Dasmag, did something to the crown. Was claimed to be a blessing of plenty. But we know, when Princess Athena was crowned Queen Athena, Something manifested through their crown. We all saw the thorns drive into her temple. We all saw the weather change. We all saw the lightning bolts fly. And it looks at a rather scorched whiz. This is not good, friends. I think we need that crown. What do you all think?
I think you need to
Was
finish
good.
your story, Lord Monder.
That is the story I've
How
told
many
you.
times have you told this story?
What is...
But there's one aspect that I don't quite understand, or that the was it Father Lester and Prince Krasner? We went to the tomb of Prince Krasner, and you said that they fell into some quicksand. How did you recover the bodies to inter them later?
We did not. If you check in, not that I'd ever suggest this, but if you check in the tomb, the sarcophagus of Prince Krasner, it remains empty. That made King Waldron's pain and my pain even more. There was never a body to recover. The sarcophagus is empty.
So just with the events that we encountered with the interment of the king, where the magical weapon attacked us, then do we think that had nothing to do with Prince Krasnar?
That I do not know. What I do know is it came from his sarcophagus, empty though it may be, and his glaive attacked us. I fought by Prince Krasner many times, but he felled many enemies with that glaive. I'd recognize it anywhere. Never as ghostly as it was that day, but yeah. Maybe it wasn't Prince Krasner. What did he say? Murderer! I must say that did sound remarkably like Prince Krasner's voice.
I think we...
I don't know if this would be meta knowledge, being that I'm from the Feywild, but I don't think quicksand really exists in the Feywild.
It does. Actually, make a history check to see if you can pick up anything further about this quicksand incident from your time in the Fey realm, Wiz.
I'm not low and good after those 20s.
Funny what shooting lightning would do to you. You know there's quicksand. We'll just leave it at that.
Lord Monder.
Yeah, who else was poisoned in the in our fleeing of the castle?
Me.
Well, I will lay hands on you for the 5 points. Hopefully the healing comes in handy, and that should remove at least the poisoned condition.
Oh, thank you.
Somebody else as well. Who was it?
Well, myself. So,
okay.
but I'm already fatigued too. So if I'll do 5 points for myself and 5 there.
Lord Monder, how many times have you told this story? How many times have you relived these moments?
That's many times. It's been recorded in the history of the kingdom. Called King Waldron himself. Said it. Told the story many times.
Does it burn every time you hear it? Every time you tell it? To know that there's a part you can't tell?
It burns me every time I tell it because Prince Krasner died. You see, it's kind of avoiding the question.
Well, we're here, and when you are sure you can trust us with the whole truth, you let us know.
Not a matter of wanting to. It's not a matter of trust. It's a matter of honor. I swore to King Walderin that this part of the story would be public knowledge. And anything else that might have happened will only be revealed. Well, I'll take it to my deathbed. And I know I even see the way that Hector is looking at me now. But trust me, this will add nothing to our attempts to rescue this kingdom. The knowledge I have is going to remain with me. But trust me, this is not going to affect our plans going forward.
It's hard to trust a man who won't be honest with us.
It's been, if you can't trust an honorable man, who can you trust?
Who says you have any honor? You failed at your one duty. Arguably, you failed your kingdom. What is left for you?
I'm going to stand up and stand over Hector and ask him to keep his opinions to himself.
I thought you were
Now,
the people, Tor. There's
No,
many people who aren't able to voice their opinions today.
I serve the truth, and at least Signmonda has led us to a place of relative safety. I should
Yes,
imagine
but
being
has
out.
he given you the truth? Seek it, and you hold it in such high revere. Yet even he retains it from you.
Certainly, I certainly believe him.
now, fellas, there's telling the truth and there's keeping a secret, and both of these things can be honorable. But you know, we can't ask him to break a vow.
So
Well,
we
you
know
should pray for him
that
past
the
its
queen,
movement. He
the
certainly
new,
needs redeeming.
well, the new queen certainly, her baser tendencies seemed amplified upon the application of the crown. And there is something amiss or magical about that and the Queen Dowager Laurentia. So what do you propose we do to wrest the crown and restore the kingdom?
Is the question. This is the last thing I'll say on this matter. You notice I prefixed my statement with the thing that's going to save this kingdom before I told the story. Honor. Good people. Making the right decisions even though they're hard decisions. I'll need to put my thinking hat on, as it were. But we rest tonight. But if there's anybody up here who you think needs to be kept safe, you need to go out there and find them and bring them back here. So if any of you have any loved ones, any family members, anybody who would be defenseless before the Queen's rage, now would be the time to rescue them. The city's in chaos. We could use that to our advantage. So family, loved ones, anybody.
I feel that the people that we helped and helped us when we went northwest into the forests. I forget the name of the halflings that run the patisserie, and their daughter. It should be a shame that for us to have saved them, saved the daughter, and then for them only to have died under this new regime. I should like to go and rescue them.
Right, Byra, Ty, and Gaio. Anybody else?
And I need to check on the uncanny vagabonds. I'm sure they have their wits about them, but it would be rude of me not to check in with them. And should we need passage out of the city, I'm sure that they could perhaps assist us with that as well.
While I have no fans of the uncanny vagabonds, they've been a thorn in my side for a long time, and they could indeed prove useful. or the underground contacts getting us out of here. And why do we need to get out of here, though, Bailson?
Well, I feel like we need to get out of here because of how dangerous this is. I do realize that we need to effect a change and perhaps save this realm, but we need to get someplace safer than just living under the sewers underneath.
Ricio Tang pipes up. I think there is perhaps no place safer than we are at the moment. The outside is fortified. If you remember, I said iron panels closed across all the windows. And even if they get through that, they need to find my secret level underneath here, which I purchased for an occasion just like this. And you notice he's got barrels and barrels of food and fresh water. You could survive down here for weeks.
Would there be any use in visiting the lawgivers and seeing if there are any of the red cloaks? Or do you think they will have gone over to follow the new queen's rule?
Red Cloak's lives is the law, and the law is their lives. She invoked the law. That anybody wearing a ponytail will have the ponytail removed along with the head. That is an official law of the land. Now, would the Red Cloaks follow that? I don't know, but I don't trust them.
That Nethel Wester fella, he seemed to be not a fanatic and not unreasonable.
Mm-hmm.
And he has influence among them. If we could get to him and plead a case, then he might sway the rest.
Definitely worth a go. But as I said, these people have been studying the law their entire lives. There have been some unjust laws passed by previous kings, and they followed it to the letter of the law. Granted, it's not as extreme as beheading someone for wearing a ponytail, but I don't know. But I know Nethel Wester, he's an honourable man. So we've got halflings to bring here. We've got Nethel Wester to contact, and Bailson, the uncanny vagabonds.
Aye, and the Wiltamers, I feel I must see them.
I saw that Lord Wiltamer. He was doing nothing. I don't understand it.
I believe he escaped.
Aye.
And since the Wiltamer family was formerly the family of a royal lineage, it may be worthwhile at least finding out. They may have some knowledge of what's happened to the crown.
Yes, they might have some insight into a few things.
And this seems to be connected to those cultists. Now, there were none of the religious leaders left. None of them survived. I was most grief-stricken when the Temple of Life, the head of the Temple of Life, was struck down. But did anyone see any of the others escape?
No, I believe none did.
They all fell. Which adds another layer to the mystery as well. Why was she targeting holy people?
Well, I think it's because of the unnatural, due to the unnatural nature of what they're doing. Perhaps it's a big risk to have holy men of great power there. They might be able to reverse this.
Aye.
Or maybe it is just
Often stood between this world and the forces of the demonic before.
So this place is not sufficient for other refugees, so there would be none of the others at the Temple of Life, because most of them I spent a good many years there, that we should contemplate potentially saving some of them? Would that be the honourable thing to do?
This is where the
And like
questions.
Salamander.
Look. If I had my way, I'd have every person loyal to King Waldron in here at the moment. But there's only so much room. Can't take everybody in. Not to put too fine a point on it, but I myself am the most wanted man in all of Agrarion at the moment. The Queen knows the influence I hold sway, and the fact that I didn't bend the knee, I'm sure it infuriates her immensely. There are people out there hunting me as we speak. I'm happy for the halflings to come, but we need to make harsh decisions. We can't just have everybody coming here. Halflings are good people, though. We can bring them.
Aye, and they're very, 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 very talented bakers also.
Right?
Well, perhaps rather than me catching up with the uncanny vagabonds, if on our mission out, I'll leave some thieves' cant. I'll be able to leave a message around the place. And if they're searching for me, then I'll be searching. They'll know that at the very least that I'm still alive.
What? I don't understand the ways of the uncanny vagabonds and the thieves' cant you refer to, but I'll leave that over to you.
I didn't say that out loud, did I?
Oh, I didn't. Oh, I'm sorry. Sure. Got it. You're talking to Malcolm, not Lord Signmonder.
No, I was, but yeah. Okay, yes. Yes, no, I have ways of getting messages to them. And mayhaps they'll be able to get in contact with me.
Right. So therefore we've got the Wiltamers to find and verse with, we've got the halflings, and we've got the red cloaks. The uncanny vagabonds we'll leave to you, Benson.
Certainly.
And I hate to put some
Might
urgency. Yes, Wiz.
Might I pose the question? Do these individuals you wish to save currently have shelter?
Yes, they do.
But you saw the roving bands of these wolfmen beginning to hunt down anyone in the city.
Yes, but you also saw the storm and the exhaustion it brought upon us, the dangers and the chaos outside. Is it truly safer to make them weather that, to bring them here, or trust that their shelter will hold and that they will not be found?
Well, it is possible that we might be able to use the sewer systems to avoid travelling on the streets. It is often the case that the streets below, there are sewers that run their length.
And for my part, I wouldn't be asking the Wiltamers here. I just need to see them to make sure they're all right.
Well, I am new to this group. I am not one to question your decisions, and I will follow you. I simply pose the question and bring up that it would be good for us to rest ourselves, as if we are in no shape to do anything, then who can we save?
At the very least, a brief respite would be welcomed.
Right, I'm not opposed to that. Rest up for an hour. But while the streets are in chaos, we need to use that to our advantage. But rest up for now. Leave within the hour. In other words, you can get a short rest in if you want.
Yes, please.
Okay. All those hit dice, get those things back.
See here.
Short rest.
Did that didn't roll my dice? Oh, here we go. It's 3, so
Oh,
I wonder why my rolls aren't coming through. I restarted roll 20.
yeah.
Is your-
It sometimes has beyond 20 turned off. Turn that on and off, or maybe you've got it on always whisper.
Okay, give me a moment.
Yep, I get
Start it
the
again.
whispers, even if he does whisper it. But must
Yeah,
be something
okay.
with beyond 20.
Let's just check. So, yep, still got the exhaustion. That.
Exhaustion doesn't go away.
Oh,
my spell slots don't come back.
While we're resting, I'm just busy writing duplicate messages on some parchment, and I'm just going to leave those wherever we go.
Sure.
In case filled with thieves' camps, just letting them know where we're at, and I'll ask Riccio Tane. Should we devise some form of password for when we return so that we can be let in?
Let's say there's a password. What happens? Are you telling people you're leaving these messages around? Just
Yeah, but it's in. Okay. Yes, I guess I will say that.
telling me, are your
I wanna
uncommon
add-
vagabonds friends the only one who can reach thieves' cants?
All thieves can.
So in other words,
All
you want
thieves
to
can.
advertise to every
What?
thief in the across the kingdom the password to the place where the most valuable assets are stored. Am I getting?
I hear you now. I hear you.
Anyone who short rested and used a hit dies can gain an extra 1d6 for my Song of Rest ability.
Oh, okay. I don't need it, but cool.
That'll give me the
there
1
it is.
HP I need.
Have we decided an order in which we're going to see these people?
Lord Sign Wonder brings up a map. Number 20 over here is where presumably you'd find the halflings. Number 71 is the Wiltamer Manor. And the Halls of the Lawgiver, where you'd find Nathal Wester. These are all probablys, by the way. You don't know if they're there, but that's where you expect to find them.
All right. Well, all I'm saying is I'm just going to write the message on the thieves' cant. I'm just saying that I am fine. Hope to regroup if we can.
Okay,
That's what I'm going to say on the message.
sure. All right. Who do we hit first?
I know that this might not seem wise, but I feel like we should go for the halflings first. They more than likely would need our help the most. What say you?
yes, to me, they were the first friends that we made.
Mm-hmm.
They're also the least defensive. I mean, A lot Nethel Wester can probably take care of things. And the Wiltamers have more money than they know what to do with, and money brings security in times like this. Alright. Time's a wasting.
But because it's that way, nobody had contacts in that emporium of marvelous rarities. You don't think that would be a place that would have been sacked?
They are mages. They can hold their own.
Okay, so just good to know, Wiz, that you're confident that they will be able to protect themselves.
You don't
Okay.
think they'd like to maybe have another safe place to store some of their magical items that we can provide?
They are pompous fools. I don't believe they would want to leave their sanctuary of magical items to go anywhere else.
Pompous. Ah. Being a fool's bad enough without being pompous with it, eh?
I am not too I'm not too thrilled to go back there.
I know how you feel.
Okay, lads, follow
So, did
me.
we just on a course of action while I was away?
Halflings first. Ricio Tane takes you up to the level, and he scouts back and forth. There's a lot of people running around, but he sees no Warehound Knights or cultists. And he presses the button on below the bar, and the gates swing open. The metal plates swing open, and you dash outside into the streets, and he immediately closes it again. So you're just on the street outside of this.
Does he have anything that can keep the rain off us so that we don't get hit by the rain? Like some sort of parkas that we can sort of wrap ourselves in before we go out?
Says, I'm an inn, not a storefront. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So the Halfling's treasury is over here. How are you getting there, and what method are you using to get there? Are you running? Are you going hiding in the shadows? What are you doing?
Is there a sewer system that can lead us there? Have we asked Sign Monda?
Lord Simonda knows the sewers, the secret sewers from the palace to Grankar's chains down here. He has no extensive knowledge other than that. It's just it's a winding, complicated system. You can certainly try, but he wouldn't recommend it.
You can certainly try.
Well, if others are still, are there others still about,
like
running around on the streets?
Yep, there's lots of people running around.
Well, then I think going stealthily makes no sense. That will stand out more than running about.
So, so you're just going to join the crowds running, in other words?
Yeah,
I think so.
Since this is a main road, and I would imagine people are attempting to leave the city, perhaps. I think we should go with the crowds.
Okay.
Blend into it as such. And then we can make our offer to the halflings, and if they decide that they'd be safer at Ricio Tanos, then that would be their choice, but we have made the effort.
So, not really making an effort to hide yourself, you dash along the short road through the northern district, and I'm going to roll this again. 3. Pastor Timothy, again, roll me a D100, please.
or her.
21. And everybody make me a nature check, please. Oh,
It's raining.
No, it's kind of wet outside.
A natural one.
Ah. All right. One thing that comes to all of your mind is unless this rain relents, I mean it is torrential. Ever since the Queen took your crown, the rain has been torrential ever since. You felt it infect you, right? Some of you literally got exhausted by just being in the rain. And your thoughts, let's take you to a different map, drift out to the wider Aglarion. Yeah, I just described it at the time, but places like the Oathbreaker Plains, the breadbasket of the kingdom, the Olden Plains, similar idea. And there's Willow Creek as well. These are all farming districts. When you went to Willow Creek, you saw many people bringing goods back into Oathbreaker. This rain doesn't stop. Food is going to be a problem. And it turns out that you're not the only one who knows this as well. Wiz, you spot a young girl, maybe 13 years old. And for one thing, she looks out of place. She doesn't look, she's dressed poorly. She's probably from either the South District or the Shanties, the poorer areas of the city. So this immediately strikes your attention. And you see a berry bush that she's picking berries from. You notice that the rain has obviously soaked the berry bush. And you notice that at the best of times, it's not advisable to eat these berries. You're the only one who spotted that, who only notices what's going on with that nature roll is. What do you do?
I'm gonna run over and I'm gonna stop her.
Oi, they're mine, mister! Leave them alone, I found them first! Finders keepers!
These are not good berries to eat. These will do more harm than good.
Make a persuasion check. How was? Yeah, the opposite of good berries, exactly. Now you just want them for yourself. And she kind of puts them in her pockets and starts running away back the way you guys came.
I'm gonna grab her as she walks away, as she starts to run away.
Okay, on a flat d20 minus 1 for her. You have to beat a 10 on athletics or acrobatics. And you are exhausted, but that's good enough. So don't so much tackle her as you grab her by the arm and twirl around and say, "Hey, let go, mister! I found them first!"
I'm gonna turn.
Guards!
I'm gonna turn to the part.
This guy's trying to steal from me! Guards!
I'm gonna turn to the party and I'm gonna ask if any of them have a snack I can give this child in exchange for the berries. Does anyone have a snack? A sweet treat on hand?
I'm sure I've got some rations.
You got a ginger cookie, don't you?
No, I didn't keep it. My ginger cookie is gone.
Here's screaming guards. So Wiz, roll me a d20 and roll low. 11 would be 11 and higher would be bad. Be a d4.
A D4.
Okay. Dick. All her yelling and her commotion has attracted the attention of the Warehound Knight. You suspect it's not to help her, but he's approaching nevertheless. You over here, mister? He's trying to steal my berries!
Why is she yelling to the wolf?
She doesn't know. She doesn't know. Listen, there's something terrible has happened. Something unnatural has overtaken the kingdom, and that wolf there, unless you shut up, is going to kill you and kill us.
I'm gonna say in response to that, you see the way he looks? That's because he ate berries. You don't want to be like that. Don't eat the berries.
Wiz, make another persuasion check. The DC is going to be higher, and whoever was yelling, was it Belson? Make an intimidation check.
Yeah, I was trying. Yes, please.
This
And I think
freaking
I get
disadvantage.
I get advantage on it because I'm a orc, right? Half orc.
Sure. But if that's how it works, sure.
I'm just going to it. Oh no, I just automatically gain proficiency. All right, sweet.
Okay.
So here we go. Hey.
She looks at Wiz with disgust as if she's just trying to steal her berries. And then Bowson makes the very real threat. This guy doesn't look normal. I mean, if you zoom in on the token, he's literally has fire broiling away in his mouth. And she drops the berries and is going to run. She runs away from you, seemingly saved from the berries and the Warehound Knight, but the Warehound Knight is still approaching. What do you do?
Shall we? Let's do the same.
Okay. You turn around and book it. The Warehound Knights find somebody else to pick on. He sees a group of 5 of you, and there's only one of him, so he turns and finds someone weaker to pick on. But you dash around. You dash around to the Harping's Treasure Bakery. It would be closed at this normal hour anyway, but the doors are shuttered at the moment.
What was her name? What was the daughter's name again?
Byra.
Tyra.
Byra with the
Byra.
Byra, that's right. Byra. Cool. I rap on it. Byra. Byra, are you safe? Are you safe? That's us. We saved you out in the field.
Byra doesn't open the door, but Tane, the mother, says, "Oh, come in here, lads. We're not sure we're safe from anything, but come inside. Come inside." You go inside?
And we do.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
100%.
I'm going inside.
Yep.
She shutters the doors and puts a bolt across it. Since they live in the bakery, they're not that concerned about security because they're always going to be there anyway. You know, it's a rather flimsy lock. A solid shoulder could break it down. Oh, it shouldn't be on the streets. You see Byra and Gaio also peer up. And please, you're more than welcome to stay here. You saved our daughter. Please be quiet. We don't want to draw any attention.
So, are you saying this place looks relatively safe apart from the lock on the door?
No, not relatively safe.
No.
Because they live there, they would hear anything going on. As I said, a solid shoulder would break their door down. It's not secure, not nearly as secure as the Lucky Leap Tavern.
So we should try and get them back to safety then, right? Look, I know that this is your home and everything like that, but you've seen what's happened out there. We've got a secure position which we can get you back to, where we feel you'll be much more safer. You've done good turns by us, and yes, we've done good turns by you, but I feel that this is the best turn that we can give you. Please come with us. We have a safe spot for you, for all of you.
I don't know, lad. And Bar popped up. Look, Mum! They saved me! They're good people! And let's just get a place to a safety right out this night, and then we'll come back here in a couple of days. Worst that's going to happen is we might lose our stock, but we can rebuild. Let's go, Mum. Let's go. All right, love. Well, we're literally putting our lives in your hands. Where did we go?
Well, I for one feel we should go quickly, don't you all?
We should probably avoid the street with the Hellhound Knight, but I agree.
Yes. All right, so we'll avoid the street from the Hellhound Knight and try and make our way back to the Lucky Leap.
Well, you can wind your way through the streets easily enough, kind of going these back ways. But I am still going to need a roll of d6 again to decide who. No, not past Timothy again. Somebody else. Wiz, roll me a d100. Dash back.
These dice. There we go.
49. Oh. Putting on the wrong table. There we go. 49.
Wild magic.
I think a 49 means you fall over and you need to roll a strength check, otherwise you get trampled.
No strength checks, please. Hector can just drag me back to the tavern.
Hector's just dragging us along. He's got all of us on his tentacle.
I think that 49 means that you almost pass, but you still have to go to summer school.
Wandering some of the back alleys, you know that there's a stables inside of the palace. Torque, you'd know this probably better than anyone. And inside the stables are kept fine war horses. I mean, this is probably where Miss Ivory was. The steed of Lord Saint-Monder would be in those stables. And you recognize a beautiful black steed is walking down these side streets, dressed in the armor and the livery. I think that's the right word, the livery of the crown. This is obviously one of the army's war horses. But its head is shaking from one side to the other. Its legs look barely capable of holding its own weight, and it's frothing at the mouth. You all spot this majestic war steed, obviously infected with something. What do you do?
I'm going to move towards it. See if I can figure out what's wrong with it.
Sure.
Is it magical? Is it disease? Is it...
Make a medicine check. Or animal handling, your choice.
They're the same, so I'll make them both at disadvantage. Yeah, not going to get much worse than that, but here we go.
Not sure. Plainly a sick animal.
Have we seen anything transform because of the rain? Does the rain curse them into something dangerous?
Not yet. I mean,
Don't give me some ideas.
So it's only a few hours old, so who knows?
I think maybe we should put this horse out of misery here. It's quite ill.
I agree.
Has anyone ever killed a horse before?
In game or out of game?
In game, I guess.
Then the answer is no. I grew up on
Oh,
a farm.
dark.
I know. I grew up on a farm. It was sick. It looked like this immediately brought back memories of that.
Right. Well, I believe that maybe Bailson, you might have the experience to
Okay.
to
all
best.
right. Is it looking like like it's is it frantically moving around, or is it like slowly moving around, like it's
Slowly moving around. It's in no hurry.
slowly moving around? Okay, well, he's going to try and sort of get up close to it and do a shot, with his short sword right underneath its neck. Try and put it out of its misery straight away.
Sure, make an attack roll.
Yeah. 25.
5 hits. Yeah, nice. How much damage do you do? That'll be 9, I think. No reason for that to be sneak attack damage. Okay.
All right, so I
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep, cool, go. Yep.
Okay, so the infected or diseased as this creature may be, it does not appreciate being hit. So it rises up on its hooves, tries to bring them down on you. Rolls a 16 Bowson, which I think hits.
It sure does.
8 points of bludgeoning
I'm
damage.
going-
As it was.
I'm gonna cutting words and shout at the horse as that happens to reduce that hit by a D8.
I think if you roll a 1, it's no, Bowson's 15. So roll that D8, Wiz.
Nope, that's a D20.
Oh, that's should have stuck with the D8. So at the last movement, Wiz deflects the attacks, and it's back to you, Bowson.
Cool. Well, I said I might need some help here. If someone just gets on its flank, I should be able to take it down next go. Does anyone want to help me?
Yeah. I'll come in and help, and I'll whisper a word of radiance in its ear.
All right, what does that do?
To the light. Go to the light horse. So it needs to make a Constitution save. DC 13.
Fails.
It fails, so it takes 6.
It lets out a whinny of pain, but it is still alive.
Fucking horse.
And I'm going to attack.
Okay, Bowson. See if we can finish it off. So just doing a running table. Okay.
Yep, that'll hit it.
All right, beautiful. Got 4 hit points left,
I'll
and
get
that's
the sneak as well.
gonna finish it off. So the horse falls to the ground. I need Pastor Timothy to make a Constitution saving throw, and I need Bowson to make 2 Constitution saving throws.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Oh.
I'm going to send you a message in Roll20, Bowson. So get organized here. Not on Roll20, sorry, in Discord.
Okay. Okay.
So maybe explain what they see happening to Bowson. That information.
Okay. Sweet. So I begin to sort of start shaking,
Oh,
and yeah, and there's some mechanical things. I'm still able to move with you, but I just start sort of shaking around. Ugh. Oh.
I think he might have gone rabid.
Well, let's just pray that the horse is the only one we have to put down today.
No, don't put me down. I think I can fight my way through this, but please. Oh. I need to get back.
You easily enough, now that you've dealt with this horse, you make your way back to the Lucky Leap Tavern, and Byra finds a corner with her parents. Yeah. First part of the things you wish to do is seemingly successful.
And I don't know if you caught it, Malcolm, but I did leave one of my notes at that at the Halfling's treasure.
Sure, got it.
Just presume if I'm out with them that I leave it at these places. Probably not the Wilthammers, but like at these places.
Sure.
Or the law halls. The halls of justice.
Yeah, sure. They might look there.
well, Belson, are you all right to continue? Or do you need to have a bit of a sit down?
I'm fine. I think it's just my brain hurts. Something's got me. I'll continue. I will help. I will continue.
Nelson, take a seat. Let me do some detect magic here and see if I can't find what's going on with you. I'm gonna ritual cast that though, so it'll take like 10 minutes.
Actually casting what?
Detect magic on Belson.
Sure. After 10 minutes, whatever it is ailing Bowson is not magical.
Well, it looks like this one's out of my area.
So since he was injured by the horse anyway, I could offer some lay hands for 5 points, which might move any ailing conditions otherwise.
Wasn't by the horse. Wiz made that attack miss.
But he's doing the lay on hands thing. Does that cure diseases? Does it?
Let me have a look. Where are we?
Always used to.
Cure a disease, neutralize a poison affecting a creature for 5 points anyway. But since you were damaged for some anyway, 5 points couldn't have hurt.
Yeah, I wasn't damaged though because he used cutting words, and so
I reduced it down. So you're not actually injured. Oh well, then I probably
I'm
wouldn't
not
have done
actually
that.
injured. Other than this seemingly thing that's gotten into my head. Does that cure me, Malcolm?
Oh.
Pardon?
It does not.
Oh dear. Well, sometimes you just need to let these things run their course. You know?
I think so.
Just wrap up
Don't worry, Bilt. If you start to turn, we'll give you an honourable death.
I'd expect nothing more.
Mr. Tane, could you prepare a hot lemon, honey, and ginger drink for my friend Belson here?
Oh, of course, of course. And rather surprisingly,
I'll sort you out, man.
the ingredients for just what you offer, thyme. So here's a halflings over here, but it wasn't obvious. Provides you a nice, hearty honey, ginger, turmeric drink. And it's delicious. Mechanically, though, it doesn't help you.
Mhm.
Well, you must be off, eh?
Yes, let's.
Lord Signmonder, I can't help but ask the question, lad. Who was it? Bailson. Are you up for this? Need to make a decision.
Oh, I'm
whether
up
you're
for
gonna
it.
be an asset or a liability. You look like shit, friend.
Well, look, we all look like shit, and I'm fine. I'm fine. I'll help.
All right, can't argue with that logic. All right, where to next? The Red Cloaks or the Wiltimmer Manor?
I would say
Well-
red cloaks.
They might have other news as well that might be of benefit to us. Certainly we should be apprised of what new laws have been introduced, if anything else has come into effect.
Lord Signmonder says, look, if I was wanting to control the city, I'd make sure that no one could pass over the bridges. I'm sure the bridges, the Karankar's chain, is going to be well defended. Understand this is a problem, because no doubt there are people with loved ones to the north of the bridge and people with loved ones to the south of the bridge. If I wanted to control the city, I'd control the bridges. Understand, I am just stating a problem, not a solution. But crossing the bridge could be difficult.
These walkways down here, do they lead down to like little mini docks? Is there a potential for a boat to be down there?
There's potential, yeah.
Yeah.
All these,
Perhaps we should.
all these little things, you can absolutely traverse them. They go down for about 50 feet. Like the river is 50 feet below the level of this bridge, but absolutely you can go down there, and absolutely there are boats here.
And we might be able to come in through the docks.
Okay.
What do you think?
Well, at least we should go and see if the bridges are manned, because I would have thought also if you were looking to purge the city, as the Queen might, then you would just be controlling the gates and allowing roving patrols to enforce her new rule. Because otherwise we could have left via the sea gate and taken one of the little boats there down to the fish gate.
Yeah.
Right. So once again, Ricio Tane releases you from the Luckily Tavern, then slams the metal shutters on the gate closed once again. And how are you heading? You're doing this stealthily, or you're going with the masses?
Well, if we are going to check out the bridge, then I think we should move up to the bridge stealthily.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's see some stealth checks. If you are poisoned or otherwise diseased, disadvantage. You're good. Okay. 2.
Not good.
Okay, luckily Timothy and Hector, I know Wiz is AFK at the moment. But you do. So you go around the back of the Soap and Cream. I think. Oh, there we go.
I'm back.
Good. So you manage to stealth your way around the side here, hugging close to the old wall. And remember how I said the old wall kind of twists and perverts, and you look at a brick and you swear it's moving, but when you focus your eyes on it, it appears to not move. So things would happen in the periphery of your vision. Now it's not bothering to happen in the periphery of your vision. The wall is moving its stones around back and forth, shuffle, 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 while still maintaining the integrity of the wall. But it's definitely shuffling around its stones that form it. And Lord Steinmunder knows a thing or two about city defense, and he is correct. There's 6 Warehouse Knights stationed on here, and a bunch of cultists as well.
From here, can we see down to the sea gate? Is that also to our east? Is that also manned?
Yes, it is. And you glance south to the fish gate, that is manned as well. Obviously one control. One thing you do notice, probably Wiz noticed this, is with his passive perception of 15, is some people are managing to cross the bridge. They're managing to cross it by paying gold pieces to these warehouse knights. You're not sure how much, but it appears there's a way to get across with money.
Seems there's a toll to pass the bridge.
Well, I'm not adverse. What use is money? And perhaps with the support of the Red Cloaks, we could do well. The only thing is, we are well known by the Queen. Would that count it against us?
Possibly. Could I take a look down towards the docks and see how much, if there's a lot of commotion down there that we could kind of slip through if we did, get in a little boat?
Wish to have a look, Hector?
Yes,
That was me.
Oh, sorry. Mouse, who? Start again. Who were you asking?
Pastor Timothy.
I'm asking for you if I can see down at the docks with as much movement and stuff like that we could kind of slip through if we did commandeer a boat on this side.
Strangely not. It is relatively peaceful. And there are dock boats you could take there. It seems as if maybe the owners of the boats, the captains, the sailors, are more concerned about their family. So the dock looks relatively abandoned. And there's this boat right here which you could use to get across.
How's that sound to you guys?
It sounds like a good plan too. I'm wary that were we to offer gold, they'll just recognize us and capture us anyway.
And
I have
we
seen
keep the gold in our back pocket. Sorry?
I have seen Pastor Timothy change his form. Perhaps we could be captured before we go across, if you catch my drift.
I'm sorry, that trick is... Well, actually, I could play that trick again.
Ah.
The old Chewbacca.
Yeah.
It's a classic. Why fuck with the classic? I will be making all of my deception checks at disadvantage, though. I'm still feeling a little bit yuck from that sewer. It was gross.
I'm gonna pat you on the back and give you guidance and Say it's gonna be all right. I believe in you.
Very well. Okay, I'm going to burn a couple of sorcery points to gain
Tack a
one,
on there too.
one first level spell slot, and did it come up?
Disguising self, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay, what are you disguising yourself
Did
to
it-
look like?
A Warehell Knight could go hard.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. I think I was trying to think if there were any like big wigs that we saw at the coronation. There was the Queen Mother, and someone else on the stage.
Just the two of them.
Right. Yeah. I don't think I'd do well as the Queen or the Queen Mother. So yeah, just a Warehell Knight. And if there's any, if they kept the insignia on their armor, I'd like to be a captain.
Sure. All right. And these guys are your prisoners?
Mm-hmm.
They are.
How are you presenting them as prisoners?
Well, I've got some rope, so I'll mock tie. Let's all mock tie your hands behind your back.
Sure.
But obviously, you can, break free as soon as you can, and I'll have to grab. Yeah.
Okay. That's easy enough to do. And the ship that you find at the shore is a sailboat, but you can also navigate it with oars. There's like a bit of a covered area as well. You get onto the boat easily enough. We'll switch this around and we'll say Torque. As you're led onto the boat by this warehound knight, you hear something shuffling down in the covered cabin. There's someone else on this boat. What do you do, Torque?
Can I try and figure out who it is?
You can make a perception check if you like.
Oh.
You don't see it, so this is going to be what you can pick up from the sounds.
Ooh. So it was 22.
It's
Actual 20.
I'll say it's a humanoid. There's somebody down there. It sounds adult-sized, and it's trying to make itself scarce, but it knocked over something and has made a noise. So something as an adult human down there trying to hide and doing a bad job of it. That's what you get for your natural 20.
Right.
What is it, Torque? What do you hear?
Are you with us still?
Not sure.
Did we lose Torque?
Mm.
There we go. I think you're coming through now.
All right. Okay. Good. So I think there's somebody below. Perhaps it's best that we don't give away. So it sounds to me like they're hiding as well. So once we get off the boat, perhaps they'll come back out. But I see no reason to search for them.
I agree.
Yeah, don't start nothing won't be nothing.
Right. So while I don't imagine any of you are sailors, it's easy enough to bring the boat to the other dock. Yeah. You can get off easily enough as well, and you just don't ignore this humanoid hiding on the boat.
Yeah. Should we tie the boat up at least for our return journey? Or are there
My
other
worry
boats?
would be the person on the boat takes the boat.
Well, they might very well do, but so that's why I'm asking: are there other boats
Oh, there's
on
a
this side of the river?
plethora of boats.
Right.
So-
Well, then yes, we can leave the boat as is, and make our way to the halls of justice. And it would seem not unusual for prisoners being taken to the halls of justice.
Okay.
Or lawgivers. Sorry.
Bailson, roll me a d6, please.
A D6. Six.
Lucky. You see a figure leaving the halls of justice, completely unnoticed. It doesn't appear to notice you, but Nethel Wester has just left the halls of justice. Halls of the lawgiver, rather.
We'll check around to see if there's anyone else there, but if there isn't, I'll go straight up to him.
A quick look around. There's it's relatively quiet around the laws of the Hallgiver. People may be avoiding that for some reason. But yeah, no one else around, so you can approach Nethel Wester if you like.
Okay. I suggest, but maybe I should do the talking. Someone with a my aching head. But if no one
Nethel
else,
Wester,
okay.
Your Honor. If that's the correct descriptor that I should be using. Honorific.
Nethel Wester is fine. Talk, what are you doing out here?
Well, we actually came in search of you to see if you were well, especially given the recent events with the coronation of the new queen.
As the rain pelts down from above, lightning courses the sky, he turns around and says, "Of course I'm not well. Nobody's well."
Is it possible then we are gathering like-minded people who might be interested in getting to the bottom of the recent events, and we have at least a shelter, a defensible shelter? Would that be something that you would be interested in?
Look, we had the Red Cloaks have been around as long as the monarchy has been around. We've been a force for law, we've been a force for order. Even during our history, we had some slightly insane kings. We fulfilled their word to the letter. That is the oath that we took. Now, granted, from the history books, I'll take the Mad King over this queen any day of the week. But I am honor-bound to uphold her laws.
In which case, we will wish you well in your endeavours in the upcoming new reign of the Queen. Long live the Queen.
Before you go, I will tell you this. And I know they're the things you did. I remember you've rescued Drax Tight Lips from the sunken tower, the buried tower over here. I know you saved Byra. I know you've done many other good things as well. Cleaned out the Gorso Manor when none of this was required. I, under the law, am required to all those who resisted the Queen and the temple of the during the times of the coronation. You, my friends, are wanted people. There's a bounty of 500 gold pieces for anybody capture to any one of the people who resisted the Queen during the coronation. And he counts methodically. He goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 2,500 gold pieces I'm looking at. He turns around. Lucky I didn't see you then. And he walks away.
Okay, well, there we are then. Who else do we have to pick up? If it's to the Wilthammers, perhaps we should go and shelter at the docks. Is that do you need our assistance?
No, I just need to see them. I just need to make sure they're
Is
all
that
right.
just you and your son will be going to see them?
Torque, I hate to break it to you. Among all the things that are going on right now, it might just do your little head in, but Hector and I are not related by blood.
Oh, forgive me. I thought that you were.
You think he could bet a woman?
Well, looking at your arm, I thought he'd betted a squid.
He might just get away with that.
So do you need us to accompany you? Because that would take us into the High District, again, past presumably a security check. Seems risky.
I know.
Risky.
I'm in disguise. I'll go myself, and I'll meet you back at the docks in half an hour.
Baleson wants to just hide in the shadows and try and sneakily follow him just in case things go bad for Pastor Timothy.
Make a stealth check.
He's not going to let Pastor Timothy know that, though.
Sure.
He does let the others know, but doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah, and it is at disadvantage. Cool.
What's your
Cool.
passive perception, Pastor Timothy? 13. You notice spells
13.
follow you.
Right.
Yeah, you see me. You see me.
Yeah. This isn't the first time, and I know I told him to let me go, but I love him for this, so I won't say anything.
Yeah, I'm so. Baleson in his head, I'm so sneaky, I'm so sneaky, I'm so sneaky.
Okay.
Right. So I'll like to get as close to that gate as I can and see if it's manned.
It is.
It is. Right. It's
Not
full
by
on bluster
Greyhound
driven
Knights,
then.
but by the normal elite guards, I'll say, that man the gate. So no special Queen forces, but just normal capable guards, we'll say.
Right. Well, I'll come at them in full bravado. Stand aside for the Queen's Hell Knight.
Make a intimidation check at advantage. Which would be
Flat roll
straight.
there.
Straight roll, yep.
Just goes right past that B, and you're like, oh yes, and then no.
I'll say 12 is good enough. They're spooked. They know that they've seen some indiscriminate killing. So why wouldn't they let a guard through? Oh, of course. Long live the Queen.
Long live the Queen.
Balson stays on this side of the gate,
But of course.
just waiting to see if a Wolfsbane captain comes through again.
You make your way through the noble district. There is still some bad stuff happening here, not as nearly as bad as the south district where you came from, or the sword district, but still bad stuff happening. And you approach the Wiltemmer Manor, possibly the most magnificent manor here. It is generally regarded that the Wiltemmers are the richest of all the noble families. They've been around since basically the monarchy was formed. Some of their ancestors ruled the whole kingdom, in fact. There was a King Wiltemmer at one point. I noticed there's a lot of guards here. It doesn't take a genius to know that Wiltemmers have shut up shop. So unless you can find a way to get in or out, they're taking their security very seriously. And there's a lot of guards here. What do you do, Pastor Timothy, in your Hell Knight form?
I will go up to the senior ranking guard that I see there and say, I have a message for the Wiltemmers from the Queen.
The Wiltemmers are accepting no visitors. They've already pledged their allegiance to the Queen, and the Queen is fine with that.
Would you like to see exactly how fine the Queen is with that?
Make an intimidation check.
This is royal.
At advantage, because you're in disguise, so a straight roll. Alright. By the Wiltemmer's order, though, we will accompany you. And 3 of the guards kind of flank you. And they start marching you up to the Wiltemmers.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see, just get my notes in order here. So, as you know, there is the matriarch, Ram, and his album wife, Tyre. They have no children, they have no relations. That is the common knowledge. And the 3 guards take you up where Ram and Tyre are poring over some papers. Look, we told you we do not want the visitors! There's a complicated time, there's a lot of moving pieces here. Excuse me, ma'am, this soldier has a message from the Queen. Oh, spit it out, man, what is it?
It is for your ears and your ears, but not those of your underlings.
Make a persuasion check. At advantage, so straight. And stand outside. Now, just to be crystal clear,
Okay.
I'm not sure who you are. but we've pledged our allegiance to the Queen. I'm sure both of our houses, the Ezenars and the Wilthammers, will work together under the glorious ring of the Queen. What message do you bring from her?
Here I am. Taya, it's me. It's Timothy.
Do you drop the form?
I don't, because if I do, then I won't be able to put it back up again.
Timothy?
And I just had to come and see and make sure you're okay. What's happening? Like, how did this happen?
I do not know the exact machinations of what happened. I do know that the smart money is by backing the Queen. We have lots of smart money, Timothy, and we are backing the Queen. We were also there the night of the coronation, and we saw you there, Timothy. We saw you opposing the Queen. Who do you serve, Pastor? Who do you serve, Timothy?
You know who I serve. You know who we all serve now. Was it him? Did he do this?
You're going to have to be a bit more specific, Timothy.
You know who I'm talking about.
Oh.
Big.
Our mutual friend. Perhaps more legs than he should.
That's who I mean. When I saw that happen to the Queen, I couldn't help wonder if this is something to do with us. It's something I might have done by bringing you back.
I don't think so, Pastor Timothy. Or Timothy, you're not a pastor in my eyes, but I do not think so. I don't think it was our mutual friend. Tell me, Timothy. Voice channel 2, Pastor Timothy. I do not think it was our mutual friend. I need to know, though, it is a powerful ally. It needs to be fed. Have you been upkeeping the ritual?
I've done it. I've done it once. At the games.
That's very wise.
I thought I was being wise. I thought I was being clever. I was seeking to feed him the energy of the nobles gathered around at the games. They wouldn't miss it. I know you've told me before. Just seems like a hangover. But then the demon queen appeared as well. So you can see why I thought that we might be mixed up in all this.
Oh, I don't know. Perhaps we are, perhaps we're not. Timothy, you need to get out of here. I hear I made this mansion of ours. We know that you've put on this disguise. We see through it now. But it is best if you go for now. These are complicated times, and quite frankly, you're a complication we did not expect.
Right. Well, I thank you for telling me the truth, I hope. And also, I'm glad that you are safe.
Just go, Timothy.
I hope the next time we see each other, it won't be as adversaries. And I'll get up to leave. Yeah.
Okay, let's go back. So you leave the Wiltemmer Manor and meet up with a very unstealthy Bowson on the other side of the gate.
He's being very unstealthy right now.
Yes, I am.
Are you okay? Is everything fine?
Yes, they're okay, but I don't think we can. I think they've chosen the wrong side, Belson.
That does not surprise me.
I was worried.
Does not surprise me at all.
Yeah. I had to hope, though.
Look, can I just ask? It's clear that you don't have time for each other, yet you seem so determined to help him. What does he have over you?
We have a connection. It's a complicated connection.
Mm-hmm.
And it's becoming more complicated and deepening.
The relationships between fathers and sons
You
is
expect
always...
sometimes you can get out from under, you can get away from your family, your parents, and you can just make you something of yourself and all that, and you go away and you live your life and everything, and then you come back and one look at them and you're right back to where you were.
Yes. I'm glad you're okay, though, that you made it in and out safely.
Thank you, Brother Benson, and thank you for listening to my heart, not my words, when I said I wanted to go by myself.
Yes.
You're a good friend.
Oh, well. I just wanted to make sure that nothing untoward happened to you, that you wouldn't be left alone.
Right.
Now, I do have one request. I don't think these notes will be very effective. I feel that we may have to check on my friends, my family. The ones not by blood, but by choice. Would you be fine if we went to the Uncanny Vagabonds?
Of course, Benson, of course.
Uh-huh. And I accompany him back to the docks. Now, are we on the right side of the river for us to talk to the Uncanny Vagabonds? Whereabouts are they based? In the Coin District, aren't they?
Yes. There's an unused building they've been using over in the Coin District.
All right, so we'd still need to get back over the river. So we'll go back over the water, if that's okay.
You take the same vessel, the one that you suspect somebody's in. You get to the other side easy enough. You tie off the boat. And
We'll get just outside the Lucky Leap. And I'll say, Not everyone needs to come with me. If you don't want to, if you're feeling ill, if you're feeling ill prepared, then please stay. But I have a feeling these notes are not going to do anything. So please, I need to check on my family too.
Although
If you wish to join,
we met that one compatriot of yours when we were cleaning the Gorso household. Would they trust us if we were to show up, or would it be best that you go on your own?
let's just say I'd appreciate the company for the walk over, but when we're a building or two away, some privacy would be greatly appreciated.
Well, I'm happy to help escort him, although I might do a little to alter my appearance. For example, take up my ponytail.
Take out your ponytail.
Yeah, I didn't have one, but new fashions.
Okay.
So it's anyone who has a ponytail gets their head cut off, right?
Yep, by law.
So you need to cut your ponytail off.
Or just tuck it down the back of your shirt.
Yeah. Like
Or
the
put it
bald
up in
cats in 90s sitcoms.
up the man. Here, Torque. You give it here, and I'll grab his hair and do it up in a bun on top of his head. Now that, stylish.
Did you make your way over to the coin district? I think it's only fair we ask Belson to roll me a D100.
Oh, is there anyone that stayed behind?
Did anyone stay behind? Wiz, are you with us or not?
I'm with you.
No, cool.
Okay. DM has taken a note of that 82 roll and stick to the side streets. Best way to avoid trouble. And you come to the house with the uncanny vagabonds which you've met before. This one here.
Yep.
You give the knock that they
I've told
you.
the others to
Stay back, sure.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
you
tell
knock.
the others to stay back.
Yep. And it's just you there, Belson. There is no answer.
As expected. I don't even try and pry my way in. I just come out. I leave one of my notes.
Sure.
I slip it underneath the door, leave one of my notes, and then come back to you guys. I'm sure they're fine. A small problem like this wouldn't trip them up, but they weren't present.
You make your way back to the Lucky Leap Tavern, the only place you know that is safe. The halflings are still there.
Waitresses.
Yep, everybody is still there. Alright, well, at least we learned that Nethel Westarter has some honor about him and he's not bound by laws as much as perhaps he was just yesterday. But me and Mauricio have been talking. We might have come up with an idea. But please, this can wait till morning. Everybody rest up and we'll talk.
Yes. Yes, let's.
Feel free to take
Before
a long rest. Well, you get a long rest, but if it was something I want you to do before that, Timothy, feel free to. But assume you take.
it doesn't matter before, after. after as breakfast conversation, I would like to say, now, fellas, there's one thing that's really weighing on my mind about this whole situation. Did anyone else have a rat try to fucking rob them in the sewers?
They're in
I'm
cahoots
used
with
to
the
rats trying
grandmothers.
to. But they were trying to get me stuff and run away with it. That's not usual. Did anyone else know? Just no one? Just me? Okay, fine.
No, I did too.
What would make a rat do that? Some strange.
Oh.
I wonder if there's someone controlling the rats in the sewers as an army of thieves. That'd be pretty cool.
Does this long rest remove the level of exhaustion that we were on? I dropped out again.
No,
No,
I
no.
heard you.
No, the exhaustions you got from the rain is gone. A long rest will get rid of it.
And I just did that con save there, Malcolm.
Try again.
Do I,
Not
do I
now.
get two
Not
of them?
now. No, I'm just saying try
Yeah,
again tomorrow.
exactly.
That
Yeah,
is
okay.
the opposite of what you needed.
Yeah, I know.
I kind of maybe hurried that long rest a bit too eagerly. Can everybody make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Ooh.
Is this against a spell, perchance?
No. Oh.
Oh, ouch.
Oh. I know I said take a long rest. Hector and Baleson, you don't get a long rest. Worse yet, you take 3 points of psychic damage, so you might have to retrace your steps, but you do not get a long rest. And
Yep.
this is the 82 that Baleson rolled. You're all afflicted by terrible, terrifying nightmares about the Queen ruling and the Queen taking over the kingdom and every part of the kingdom from faraway cities like Gonshar. The Queen rules all with a terrifying might and a terrifying reign, and it just scares the bejeebers out of Hector and Balson. You don't get a long rest thanks to these nightmares, and you take 3 points of psychic damage. So you are not rested.
Cool. I remembered what fates would not get refreshed.
Cool, thank you.
So, yeah.
Right.
Cool.
So, given that you did not sleep well, are any of you still injured?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
And Hector?
Wait, so I don't get the long rest?
He is suffered by nightmares during the night. And I should have told
Then I
you this.
am very low.
Those hit dice don't refresh when I don't get a long rest either, eh?
That sounds right to me.
No.
Okay. Cool.
So would some laying of hands help you, Hector?
It's rather than nightmare. The horrors of reality. But yes, it would improve my mood.
Well, you can have 5 points of healing if that is of use to you.
A little, but it will go a long way.
Hector, in the kerfuffle of yesterday, Pastor Timothy revealed that you aren't related by blood. Perchance, are you some sort of orphan that he has raised and taken you on as his own?
I mean, he certainly
Or-
took me.
Okay. Are you saying that he's stolen you from your family?
Sadly, I do wish I was an orphan, as my wretched father is still alive. You see this arm here? My prosthetic?
Yes.
He is the
Yes.
reason I had to cure it. He cut off my arm.
Okay. All right. And which father... Does your father have a name?
Yes, I would have imagined so, that he does have a name. Everybody does, and everything does. But
No,
I
what
don't
I'm
feel the
saying, in
need.
the interest of being upfront and honest, we found ourselves much more pulled together than we ever expected when we went on that tour, but does he have a name you wish to share?
His name is like many. He is a Gorso.
A Gorso.
Yes. One of the many spawn that wretched family.
And we were cleaning up your family manor.
Yes. I was
Ah,
unaware it fell into such disrepair.
yeah, so we couldn't help but notice there were no Gorsos at the coronation.
Yes, and none at the funeral either.
Does that strike you as strange, as perhaps they might have known what was going to happen?
Let's just
They
say my
might have-
predicament of the arm was a somewhat recent endeavor. I was quite well trusted. If this was a well-known thing, I do believe I would have been informed.
Okay. Well, so we can't trust the Wilthammers, we can't trust the Red Cloaks, we can't trust the Gorsos, lest we become part monster ourselves. There's very few people we can trust apart from those of us who are down here.
You say that. But what do we have down here? A man who won't tell us the whole truth and is a complete failure at everything he does. He says he values honor, but what is honor? Is it honoring their vows, or is it making their sacrifice to break them?
Has
Well, I think-
allowed people to trust me with many a secret. And his very honor might be the thing that allows us to break this curse on this kingdom. I'll stand by my honor.
And what backs up your honor? You failed at your job. Why
Well,
did
I'll
the
tell
Red
you what
I
backs up
Cloaks...
his
too
honor.
failed, and I have spoken before that I think you should hold your tongue. I doubt that it serves us well to create any solution, but would rather drive a wedge between us and Master Sign Monda, who's helped us immensely.
And can I say this, Hector? You might not choose to stand by his honor, but you can stand by his maul. Or is it a warhammer? By his
It's
weapon.
a maul. It's a mighty
That
maul,
proves-
almost as
that's
big
a
as
maul.
him. He's a dwarf, so it's 3-4 foot tall. So
Ah,
You should
violence.
stand, at the very
The
least,
solution to
stand by
every
his maul.
single problem. The Red Cloaks speak of honoring what they know. That is not honor. Nobody knows what words mean anymore. Meanings are twisted into something that fabricates and justifies.
lads,
Honor is a means to an end.
Now, Hector, I feel it is natural for you. It's always natural for the young to despise the mistakes and failings of those older than them. Until you yourself become a bit older and fail and make mistakes, and then you'll realize that it's just a part of life.
I've already failed. Is this arm not proof enough of that?
That is not your failing. That's the failing of your father. You didn't fail. You're fine. You're good.
You all speak of honor, yet you know none of it.
Look, we can go around this conversation for hours. Look, we've come up with a plan. We need to seize the crown, as I said before. We need to take it to Master Eden at the Arcane Tower. If he fails to relate what this curse is, we need to take it to the Satyr Lord himself, King Dasmag, and demand that he remove it. The Arcane Tower, by the way, is over here. It's where wizards go to study. It's where Wiz didn't study.
I tried.
He did try. Alright. So, get the crown. Take it to Master Eden at the Arcane Tower. That's our first move. Now, let's assume by some miracle that we get the crown. Simple divination magic will locate it. And he nods to Ricio. And Ricio brings out a box. And he says, this will do the trick. Once we get the crown, put it in this chest. And it will be undetectable. There is one slight problem. Let me go back a step. As I might have told you, I used to be quite an adventurer myself. I did many adventures with a woman who would soon become my wife, Abrathea. And when you're a adventurer, when you're looking to steal from places you shouldn't perhaps have any nose poking any mind poking your nose to it. You would steal stuff because that's the way you survived. And there was always the big heist that you planned. And me and Abrathea spent many years devising the ultimate heist. We were going to rob the Emporium of Marvelous Rarities. And that is no easy task. But Abrathea managed to infiltrate there and become a trusted apprentice and under Master Randbird. She trusted him and led him on. I'm sure it wouldn't be a stretch to say that Master Randbird fell in love with my wife. But this was all part of the plan. She learned where the traps were. She learned the strength and weaknesses of the Emporium. She knows how to access the Master Vault where all the magic is done. And she knew that she never went herself because she thought it was too dangerous. But there is a teleporter there that takes you to somewhere. And that somewhere nullifies all magic. Unfortunately, it is also very dangerous. Just being there could rip one's mind apart. Which brings us to the second part of the problem. This chest will no doubt nullify the crown and make it undetectable. And I skipped a step, I'm sorry. It's difficult for me. But when my wife, were the days out performing the heist, she was caught and she was exposed, and Master Randbird was just furious. And she ran and she left, and the only thing she took with her was this chest of magical nullification. She pressed it into my arms and said, "Take this, I must flee." And I begged her to stay. But she ran to keep me safe. And I'm sure Master Randbird found her in time and killed her. Which is why I decided to stop this adventuring business and go back into the barkeep business. Now, The problem with this chest of magic nullification is, being the curious man that I owned, I opened it. And as I opened it, a demon, an idol, threatened to escape from the box. There was some demon trapped inside there. And every part of my insides were racked with pain as they were torn in every direction by invisible hands. It was the worst experience that I ever had. Trees itself bended to it. There is an incredibly powerful demon trapped in this box. I've seen you guys do amazing things, but trust me, you are no match for this demon. So what you need to do to make this chest of magic nullification safe is take it into the basements of the Emporium of Magical Rarities. Open it up. Throw away this idol. Of course, magic won't be affected. Close the box and get the hell out of there. That will allow us to keep the crown undetected. Before I expose the next part of my plans, does anybody have any questions about that?
So we have to empty the demon into the bigger magic nullification area at the bottom of the Emporium. Is that what you're saying?
That is correct.
Oh. Wiz, what say you?
I had my mic muted. Wiz is just kind of sweating in the corner, whistling, pretending he didn't hear that.
Recertain brings out a map. Oh. No, he doesn't. He brings out a map. I don't think I've got that map. Wasn't quite prepared. But he shows you the layout, and Wiz could provide this information anywhere. And circled in particular places to open the main vault, there's 4 switches around the Emporium that you need to switch. So you can't just go straight to the vault. You have to flick these switches manually first, and then go to the vault, and then open it. And the map also provides areas where it's the alarm spellers thing, where magical glyphs are done. I said my wife gave her life for this. Yes, but go to the basement. Open the vault first, go to the basement. I would suggest only one of you go in, because as I said, minds could be ripped apart by going in there. Get in there quick, remove the idol, leave.
If that's what we need to do, then that's what must be done.
Right, look, that's the first part of the plan. The second part is getting access to to Queen Athena, I guess. And she'll be locked up as tight as can be inside of the palace. And I'm going to tell you now, the guards will be doubled, tripled. She knows that I'm out there of nobody else. So it's going to be next to impossible to do a full-on frontal assault. But if you remember, the person who I said who helped us navigate through the city, the man named Narder Tick, he's the architect, the chief architect of the kingdom at the moment. And from generation to generation, architect has told architect the way to access the so-called Tunnel of Love. Now, the Tunnel of Love is a secret entrance into the king's bedchamber itself. Now, King Waldron, in his younger years, when he was married to Queen Elisa, he was a womanizer. Everybody knew it. But there's always the pretense. And he would bring up his concubines, his mistresses, his ladies of the night, up via the Tunnel of Love into the king's bedroom. Once he married Queen Laurentia, the womanizing stopped. But regardless, the Tunnel of Love is a secret way that we can get into the palace. I do not know where the Tunnel of Love is. but Nardar Tick does. And I think he'd be open to our request to telling us how to access this tunnel of love. Now, he lives in the North District.
Where will we find this Nardatek?
Oh, he lives in the North District, and he gives you directions to his house. Locate him there, and he will hopefully tell you where the tunnel of love is. Now, Mauricio Tane picks up on the plan. Now, I had a friend called Devrilio, and he used to run with me and my wife, Avrathea. We were quite the team. And he managed to get himself something called the Master Key. A key that will unlock any lock. And by this time he had a plan to rob the very tomb of the constructor himself. Arlen, the great constructor. Arlen, the man who was almost single-handedly responsible for overthrowing the theocracy. His tomb, the greatest magic user that this kingdom has ever seen. So Devrilio thought he would take this key, rob the tomb of the constructor, and set himself up for life. Devrilio did not return. I can only assume he fell in the tomb of the constructor. Now, the reason we need the key is there's a magical barrier inside the Tunnel of Love that is not passable except those of royal blood and those who they choose to include. That barrier will be literally impossible for us unless we get this key. So we have a path before us. We have 3 tasks to do. 1.
When you say royal blood, you mean just this royal family, not, say, Wiz, who's of royal blood, but not...
No, not any old royal blood. The blood of the kings, the blood of the Azanars. So 3 tasks before us. Get the Master Key, which is possibly in the tomb of the constructor. Locate Narda Tick, get the Tunnel of Love, and take this box of magical nullification to the Emporium of Marvelous Rarities and get it nullified. That should get us undetected into the King's Chambers. Who knows what madness you'll find up there, but these are the 3 tasks that lie before us. And he shows you and gives you directions to the tomb of the constructor, which I will show you on the correct map. Is the tomb of the constructor. It is hidden, but I give you instructions on how to find it. So, 3 great tasks before us. I don't think it particularly matters what order we do them in. I, unfortunately, will not be joining you. I'm too wanted. But what do you think? Key, Tunnel of Love, or the box?
Well, Wiz, are you happy to return to your home? Not your home, your birthplace, but the Emporium.
I may, if this was taken from the master at the Emporium, I may be able to bring it back and say that I found it. Surely he would be appreciative of whatever is in this box being returned. It's possible I could convince him that the box is needed to stop what is happening in the kingdom, and he might allow me to take the box. Worst case, the box ends up in the vault. And we just still have to probably do what we would have had to do in the first place.
Boy. Sometimes, as it is preferable to ask forgiveness as opposed to permission. But yes, actually, first of all, Mr. Tane, I just wanted to say your wife sounds like an amazing woman, and she sounds like she was a hell of a gal. Thank you for sharing your story of her with us.
Alright, I actually found the map. Here's the map. So you notice a little key here. Yellow meaning the locks. So you have to go to all areas marked with a yellow circle and flick a switch there effectively. Orange is alarm spells. If you walk on one of those, it will get activated. And glyphs as well. It's down on it, things go boom. And this is a portal you need to go through to find the magical nullification area. Oh, I have a gift for you, by the way. There are many magical traps there. Perhaps this will help. It shows you the cologne of dispelling. Other things to note about the Emporium. No teleportation magic will work. Misty Step, bamfing out of there, will not work. Or the windows are blocked with arcane locks. And yeah, it's all variations of the word bad. That is one of the tasks before you. Balson, you asked, he gives you the cologne of dispelling.
Oh, okay. Yes, I'll take it.
And Narda Tick, he lives in the North District, which is where wealthy people live. He's an architect. He lives right there.
I missed that one. Which number?
No number. Actually, I'll put a little marker on here for you just to see.
Thank you.
It's Narda Tick there, right there above his house.
Well, we've been past his house like 4 times today. Great. Well, do you think that right now, with the chaos in the city, we would be better off kind of either taking advantage of the chaos to sneak around and do what we need to do, or to leave the city and let things settle down a bit while we go up to the tomb first?
Well, we haven't figured out a solution to the rain. Surely traveling outside the kingdom long ways away from refuge would not be a smart thing to do until we have a solution to this matter.
True.
Maybe it will pass with time, or at least the rain may let up.
The rain did not let up during your long rest, by the way.
Well, I think that might decide it then. We go to the Emporium by way of the architect. I love your energy. I love your energy with the plan of smooth talking your way back in.
Well, A wizard is good with words, here and there, as long as they pick and choose their conversations.
Right.
Right, gentlemen. I think that's a good place to end it before you start implementing the plans of the traitors, because you guys are all traitors to the crown. Of course, sometimes traitors are good things. But we'll pick it up here next week at our normal time, but I think we're starting half an hour earlier, like I don't know sure what time it is, but half an hour earlier than our normal time, just to allow us people living in the North American continent a little bit more leeway.
So it's 4:30 New Zealand time. Is that what you're saying?
Yep. 2:30 Aussie time.
Yeah. Okay.
We should be fine with that. Excellent.
Yeah, it should be fine for me as well. Cool.